They are meant to properly inform, educate, entertain, and then draw their attention to development. And of course, in this program today, we'll be looking at a whole lot of things. I don't know how many of you who think about your tooth, except when it starts paining you. Now, do you know that dentistry started way back in Egypt by an Egyptian scribe, H.C. Ra, and then he was the first person to start practicing on treating the tooth. And then, of course, I have a professional in the studio today to talk about that. Then also, we'll look at the pharmaceutical industry and what's happening within the pharmaceutical industry, what's happening with the drug market, what's happening with illegal drugs, what's happening with marketing, drugs in Nigeria, what's happening in that space. We'll be looking at that. And a whole lot of other things we will be looking at in today's edition of the program. Of course, we're kicking off with our exercise segment, and nutrition is key. But talking about nutrition, you can't be exercising and going back to the things that get you fat. You can't be complaining about cardiovascular issues and your lifestyle is horrible. So, Tiffit is here. Let's take it out.
Great, as usual. See at the matter. I brought my vegetable home. And when you have the vegetable, this is. We keep telling you, increase the vegetable, the protein, bring down the carbohydrate, but tell you carbohydrate has what? That has fiber. Okay, yes. Before I start, I have to pack it myself. Very well. Yeah, I have to pack it myself. Then I have to bring up my resistance band today because we're going to hit the muscle group. We're going to burn fat, build muscle, and at the same time, a lot of calories definitely intelligently. But remember, this is just a tip you put to your workout program when you're about to get those muscles activated. Now we're going to start this way. It is still the Sunday show. Yes, now I'll be lying down because I want to do a lot of work on my gluteus muscle. But before then, I know you're already excited when I just called that gluteus muscle. But first thing first, let's do some rowing action. My latissimus muscle, very large muscle group. If you don't have one, a dumbbell, you don't have a problem. Buy a band. Things don't cost you. Now, you see, I am leaning my posterior in front, my upper torso. And now I want to do a rowing action. Keep the core braced. If the core is not braced, then there's a problem. And make sure you are rowing as if you are taking the ball towards your what? Towards your waistline. And make sure you're breathing in and out. This component are vital for us to see change in and out. The pulling action is happening. I'm in my what? Staggered line. My staggered what? Staggered lunge. And now add this to it immediately. We keep talking about science. The more muscle group, the more we are going to get a lot out of it. December don't they reach. We don't they buy clothes. So we must fit into those clothes. And the women in particular, your gluteus are vital. Let's see what happens here. Now we're going to try to do something to that gluteus muscle. Then get 3. Gluteus maximus, minimus, medius. Now get into a side lunge and add this time and attention. Just gradually. Till you get to that final station and hold it there. The squeeze is what is going to do us. There's something called neuromuscular action. The nerve will tell the muscle. Time and attention. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. You try this, you understand what I mean. Let's do that again. Come on. You see the band is cutting that resistance. I'm only there. Oh my God. You see the front. See what is happening at the back. Come on, let's see what it's all about. Come on, get into side lunge. Side plank, rather. And start opening. Till when you get to that final resistance, you cannot open again. Hold it there, squeeze it. The core is working. Your obliques and then the gluteus muscle. Did you see that? But remember, when you're on the right, you must do and then you lie there again. The gluteus muscle, we are still working. I'm not squeezing to not work. All this action, posterior, the one you cannot see. See very well. I'm just calling lunge and plank. It's it's vital cardiovascular. Cardiovascular. I want heart rate to pump. How do we do that? No item, no problem. Body weight, we move them different plane. This one, they say then they skate. Do you skate in Nigeria? I don't know, but try. You're skating. If you say, they give me signal. My heart rate is up like a bono that is boiling. I tell you, remember to do what? Add vegetable to your meal. Before I go, remember your why. Every why should be accompanied with what? Walk tomorrow, walk home. The muscles are important. Still on the matter. Normally, the Sunday show is still. You thought that you forget that the dentists are coming home. The dentist is here. The doctor. A lot of things. Still on the matter. Hold on, we are coming.
Let's the spirit run deep in our hearts to live together in peace and faith.
What? Hey! Next one! I don't die. Next one! Hey!
Where there's hatred, we give love. Where prejudice, we treat with care. In truth and in love. Nigeria, let's unite. None can dispute the truth. No one can put off the fire. One Nigeria, let's unite. There's greatness in our land. No one can quench the light. So if the left hand wash the right, and the right hand wash the left hand, keep aside our tongues and try. In this way we make it better. Cause if I try, if you try, if I work, and if you work together, we make a better nation. One Nigeria, that's right. No one can dispute the truth. No one can put up the fire. One Nigeria, that's mine. There's greatness in our land. No one can quench the light.
Yes, we can never do without love. We can never build without faith. We can never build any hope with no peace. We can never do without love. We can never build without faith. We can never build any hope with no peace.
Welcome to the Sunday show. Sunday show.
Today we're going to be making roasted chicken, not just any type of roasted chicken, but the garlic herb roasted chicken. Now this recipe is very easy, very straightforward, and the only cooking time that you're going to have to spend on this is the time that the chicken is actually going to spend in the oven. So all you need to do is prep your chicken, prep some vegetables if you're going to add any vegetables to it at all, and just put that in the oven and allow it to do its magic. For the roasted chicken, we're going to make a stuffing and we're going to make a rub for the outside of the chicken. So now for stuffing is just basically what you stuff your chicken with, what you put inside your chicken, what goes inside your chicken. So for that, we're going to use a half teaspoon of thyme, a half teaspoon of parsley. We have 80 grams of milk here. You can use any milk you want, skimmed milk, full fat milk, whatever works for you. In here we have 120 grams of bread slices, so you can get any stale bread at home and just slice it up. Now we're going to prepare our stuffing. Now the butter is almost melting, and why we're doing this at a low temperature is butter burns really fast if you don't keep an eye on it. So you just want to do this at low temperature, not too low and not too high, so medium heat basically. In goes first your parsley. Then next goes in your thyme. Okay, just give that a good mix. Okay, so guys, it's beginning to come up to a boil. So next I'm going to add in our bread slices, okay? And that's that, your stuffing is ready. Okay, so now you can turn off the heat. For our dry rub, or to rub the outside of the chicken, that is the skin of the chicken, and underneath the skin of the chicken, what we're going to be using is, here I have 57 grams of butter. I have salt and black pepper here. Salt and black pepper to taste based on your preference. Here I have half a tablespoon of sage, dried sage. Here I have half a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, half a tablespoon of parsley. I have 3 strings of fresh rosemary. I have 3 garlic cloves. Like we said, it's a garlic herb roasted chicken, so Hence why we have so much herbs going in, and the garlic of course. And I've got a lemon here, so I'm going to cut the lemon into wedges and put it on the side of my chicken. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to mix all of this up. So once you've gotten that or enough of it under the skin, you also want to get some on the outside as well, okay? So now after we've done all of this, the rope has gone in and on the skin as well, the cooking string to just tie up your chicken, okay? So this is how people get their chicken to sit pretty, okay? And I'll take a knife. Okay, and put it first here, and that's it. See? And now we're just going to pop our chicken in the oven for 1 hour, 15 to 20 minutes at a temperature of 180 degrees centigrade. Have our roasted chicken. As you can see, our chicken has got a nice tan. Looks very yummy. Looks nice.
The Sunday Show on
Well, that was enough to titillate your taste buds. Garlic roasted chicken. Some of you are thinking about it now, thinking about preparing it at home or sending for it. But whatever it is, I guess it's quite healthy. Garlic roasted chicken. I'm not having any here in the meantime, but we'll see how that goes. You are still watching the Nigerian Television Authority Channel 10 Lagos, Station for Excellence. And this is the Sunday Show. Where else would you rather be, actually, on a Sunday afternoon than on this show and on NTA Channel 10 Lagos? Well, I have in the studio pharmacists, and we're going to discuss about the pharmaceutical industry. Some improvements are coming in. And then we do know that, sadly, over 70% of our drugs, the drugs we consume in Nigeria, are imported, and that's official. And then we have probably about 130 pharmaceutical plants in Nigeria. But what is important is, what are we doing to make the drugs available to the people? And then pharmacist Abimbola Adebakin of Advantage Health Africa is here, and then we're happy to have you on the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we're actually glad you could come. You're always somewhere or the other, and very busy. But the issue of the pharmaceutical industry has become dire. We do know that our people consume quite a lot of things that are injurious to their health. Is it because the pharmacists are not doing their duty, or that the people are simply not interested in being healthy?
I wouldn't say it's either. It's always a mix of many reasons. Sometimes, out of ignorance, people take what they think is safe, and they think because it is herbal, it's natural, then it is safe. That's a fallacy, because it doesn't work that way. Sometimes in a herbal, natural tincture, you might have an active ingredient, and then when you consume too much of it, it could damage your liver or damage your kidney. So we still say, even though you're consuming herbal components, make sure you are reporting or using it with the guidance of someone who is knowledgeable. And really, the pharmacist is the only trained professional that you need to rely on for medication. Your medical doctor would even also defer to the pharmacist where there's a good working relationship.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, to say whether the pharmacist is doing enough, a lot more can be done by the pharmacist. And a lot is being done at the community level, at the hospital level, and even now at the industry level. So we're working around the clock, but we could do much more.
All right. This is a $10 billion industry annually, I understand. I know you're coming there. I was talking with the chairman of the Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria. He was talking about not having a properly organized drug market affecting distribution of drugs. How do you respond to that?
It's a huge problem, and it's a problem that has existed for decades. But the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria is doing something about it. First of all, we're now working towards coordinated wholesale drug markets, or CWCs. And the first one was launched in Kano recently. Even though it's a welcome development, there are some parties that would love the status quo because it pays them. And that's natural for change. Whenever change is happening, there'll be those who prefer for you to retain what was working for them. But drugs are not commodities, they are poisons. Drugs are dangerous in anybody's hand without knowledge. So you see, pharmaceutical care is not just the component you are taking, but the knowledge that goes with it. And whenever you are taking the component without the knowledge, you're in danger of effects that you didn't know could happen, interactions with even the food you take, or interactions with other drugs that you are taking. Studied the impact of drugs on the body and the impact of the body on drugs. And so knows it naturally. It's in our DNA. Therefore, as much as possible, in our DNA. Therefore, as much as possible, people should take medication along one or the other. So anywhere you're getting medication from, please do yourself a lot of good by seeking pharmaceutical care. Now it's a huge industry and there's a lot we could do more in Nigeria. Yes, we're not manufacturing most of our medication. We import a lot, but there's some good news in the horizon. EMZO has just in the first quarter of next year, what it would particularly would lessen. Imagine when we do that for anti-malarials, then we move on to other things that are, important here. We'll begin to gain our independence in medication.
Well, talking about independence, the same pharmacist, Wale Oladigbolu, who is your chairman, Association of Community Pharmacists, he was, really angry at the fact that regulations are not addressed at trying to stem the tide of the burgeoning drug markets that are illegal in quotes, but are still competing with the legally established, companies like yours.
So you see, I take a perspective of create credible alternatives, and those that you want to die out will die out. And I take the analogy from our former governor of Lagos State, Fashola, when he was going to introduce Lagbos and the various varieties. He didn't ban the Mulwe. He introduced a superior vehicle, and Mulwe died a natural death. I think what we should work towards is creating credible alternatives. And I have said this for 6 years since Advantage Health Africa came on board. We must create centers of excellence where the manufacturer or the major importer knows that if he introduces his own products, there will be seamless distribution. There will be supply that is tracked and traceable. There will be payment coming back on time, and there will be movement of goods. That really is their own passion. At the last mile, the professional must make sure that he gets the drugs from the credible channels. Now, if we make that work with this day and age of digital technology, where we can track and trace, I think that sooner or later, the nefarious informal market will thin out. And when they're thinning out and being starved of products, they will die out, or they will enter into the formal, transparent, where there's disclosure and accountability.
Okay.
So I think that what we're fighting is a big war, but you must also use many tactics to ensure that you win at the end of the day. It's been a long-standing issue. I'm not for it at all. I think that the ability of just anybody to be able to pick up medicines from anywhere is what makes them discard the professional role of the pharmacist. Because they say, well, you are just about commodity. I can get it outside of you, so I don't need the pharmacist. But you see, the pharmaceutical care is not just the product, the product and the knowledge, 50-50.
All right. Okay, now I do know that part of the problems of a patient would be how to access quality drugs
Yeah.
at an affordable rate. So, how does Advantage Health Africa help in solving this problem?
That's been our mission from the get-go. We wanted to create access to affordable and quality medication. So you don't have to worry about quality because we've gone through all of that on your behalf. And then we don't add a premium on top of it for the work we have done. Instead, we're creating for you access to have. And then we don't add a premium on top of it for the work we have done. Instead, we're creating for you access to credible medicine, and we're creating for pharmacists access to a market that needs their product. So we get paid by the pharmacies because we've created access to medicine to market for them. So individuals are not charged a premium for the work that we do. All they need to do is find us, whatever channel, SMS, emails, WhatsApp, our website, whatever low-tech channel that you use to get to us, place your order, upload your prescription if it's a prescription medication, and we'll bring it to you at home or in the office, or even if you are an inpatient in a hospital. We've done this thousands of times across Nigeria, and we've covered the whole country. So that anybody who needs medication and he can't find it in Bayelsa, we will pick it up for you where we know it exists, and we'll bring it to you, and you can be sure of the quality.
Now, from what you've said, you have a register of pharmacies, pharmaceutical intermediaries, where you can access these quality drugs for the consumer.
Exactly. We have an aggregation of pharmacies across the country, and we were pioneers of this, and we've learned.
Okay, we'll come back to that. This is still the Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 10 Lagos. This is a Sunday show, whereas we'd rather be. We're going to the network service now for network news highlights, and then when we come back, we'll continue our discussion with pharmacist Adebaki on the pharmaceutical industry. Don't worry, I know you're enjoying yourself.
Hello, this is the news update on NTA International. I'm Vivian Izadifi. Vice President Kashim Shettima has arrived in the United States of America to participate in the AFDB World Food Prize facilitated Norman E. Bullock International Dialogue slated for Iowa. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President, Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President, Stanley Mokocha, the Vice President, as a special guest, is due to deliver the keynote address at the event, which commences on October 24, 2023. The Vice President, while in the United States of America, will be engaged in high-stake meetings across some states of the U.S. with manufacturers, investors, and top government officials. On the Norman E. Bullock International Dialogue, he will be joining some world leaders, including President of Ghana, John Akufo, AFDB President Akinwumi Adesina, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, to convert support for agricultural development and food sufficiency in Africa. Argentines will head to the polls on Sunday to vote in a general election under the shadow of the South American country's worst economic crisis in 2 decades, which has driven the rise of an outsider far-right libertarian who is in pole position to win. The vote is likely to roil Argentina's already shaky markets, impact its ties with trade partners like China and Brazil, and sets the political path for the country, a major grains exporter with huge reserves of lithium and shale gas. Polling stations open at 8 o'clock a.m. with 3 front-runners candidates likely to split the vote. Libertarians economist Javier Milley, centrists Peronist Economy Minister Sergio Massa, and conservative Patricia Bullrich. The economy is perhaps Argentine's biggest issue as inflation continues to skyrocket, peaking at 138% in September. Additionally, Argentina also struggles to repay a large amount of international debt to the International Monetary Fund, IMF. At least 6 people have been killed and 14 injured as a result of the occupiers' attack, where employees of the companies who were inside the Nova Pochta terminal, Kharkiv region, Governor Oleg Sangubov said. The mail depot of the Ukrainian postal operator was hit in the village of Korotek near Kharkiv and partially destroyed as a result of the impact of 2 Russian S-300 missiles, according to the officials. President of a U.S. synagogue was found dead with stab wounds outside her home on Saturday as police cautioned against speculation over the motive for the murder. Police requested FBI assistance in investigating the slaying of Samantha Wool, 40, who presided over the Isaac Agri Downtown Synagogue, which serves Metropolitan Detroit. Police Chief James White urged that everyone remain patient while the investigation is underway, despite many unanswered questions. It is important that no conclusions be drawn until all of the available facts are reviewed, White said in a statement. The murder came amid escalating tensions in Jewish and Muslim communities across the United States over the Israel-Hamas conflict that has taken thousands of lives this month. Those are the stories trending at this time. Thanks for being part of it. I'm Vivian Izadifi.
If you're just joining us, this is the Nigerian Television Authority Channel in Lagos, Station for Excellence, and this is, of course, the Sunday show, your Darabrim show. What else would you rather be on a Sunday afternoon? Now, before the news highlights, I was discussing with pharmacist Bimbola Debaki. He was also a princess of Jebibu. Really, well, we'll talk about that on another forum. We are talking about the pharmaceutical industry, you know, how drugs are got by the patients or the consumers the right quantity and the right price. And that's what she's telling me. She was also trying to tell me how Advantage Health Africa is trying to simplify these processes using digital technology. And then, of course, we're going towards the Media Information and Literacy Week, and we're talking about digital space, how to use the digital space truthfully and truly to have people have access to information and quality life. So let's see how that happens within the pharmaceutical industry.
So one of the things that we have done and we're known for is giving copious information on our social media handles. During COVID, for example, we had to make sure people were getting correct information. Okay. And that was even a time when we were known much more. My Medicines is the handle that we, the product that we use to make sure medicines get to people.
Okay, My Medicines on social media.
On social media. But we've added more things. We've added My Advantage, where you join a group and you can pay a simple subscription, and amongst many other things, you get all medicines for 20 conditions. We just
Oh, really?
thought this was essential because the cost of drugs are skyrocketing, and we know where to access drugs. So if you pay that subscription to that group, you get some of those benefits.
Now, how does one join that group?
You can just go on our website, advantagehealthafrica.com. That's our extended website.
AdvantageHealthAfrica.com.
Yes.
You could see all that and then see how you
And
can
see
join the
how
group.
you can join the group.
So if you
It's
join the group,
advantage.
you access quality medicines affordably
Affordably,
and on time.
on time, because we're the masters of getting medicine to the last mile. That's what we're known for. We've won many awards. Google Awards, Bayer, we've won I3, we've won Making More Health. We've won multiple awards for making sure people get medicines at the last mile. We've been written about at World Economic Forum, so many platforms. So that's our expertise.
Great. So AdvantageHealthAfrica.com. Now, before we go, because we don't really have much time, why are there fewer? Because I do know that by the late of the indigenous pharmaceutical plants started dying out. And then we've had recently about, I don't want to name them, a foreign pharmaceutical plant that was probably about the biggest in Nigeria that has left because of forex issues and so on and so forth. Why are there few indigenous pharmaceutical plants in Nigeria?
There are quite a number actually. Depends on what you're comparing us to.
Yeah, they're saying about 130, but then
Where we do have some that are growing and are thriving, but they're not doing as well as they could if we embraced Made in Nigeria and if they had all of the support from the government. But we have quite a number. Emzo, Fitzen, Green.
all right, you're not going to, I mean, you're not going to publicize without paying it here. All right. So, but I've been talking with pharmacist, pharmacist Adebaki Abimbola, who is also Princess of Jebubu. She's the Chief Executive Officer of Advantage Health Africa. And then she's telling us that if you go to advantagehealth.com, you'll be able to access information, quality information about drugs and then drug consumption in Nigeria, drug manufacture in Nigeria, and how you can benefit, without burning a hole in your pocket when you need to access drugs, quality drugs, I should say. Thank you, Pharmacist Deborah Adebaki, for being on this program today.
Thank you so much.
We do hope you come back when we call you.
I will.
Great.
I
Thank
will.
you so much.
Thank you.
Well, this is still the Sunday show on NTA Channel 10, Lagos Station for Excellence. And about now, we will be joining Mrs. Christian Runsewe when she's going to be talking about beauty tips. How much water do you drink in a day? I drink 8 liters, and I'll tell you that. Nah, that's healthy. Okay. Do you drink water at all? The importance of water. Christian Runsewe will take it up from here.
Hi there, my name is Christine Runshewe, and this is Health and Beauty Tips on the Sunday Show. Well, today we are going to talk about water. Yes, we are going to talk about water as a health and beauty tip at the same time. Are you drinking enough water? What is enough water for your body? Have you ever thought what's the quantity of water you're supposed to take in a day? Or do you just take one bottle of water and just think that you're done? No, you're supposed to take enough water at least in a day. What does water help your skin? Water gives your skin clarity. If you have an oily skin, if you have an acne skin, actually the more you drink water, the more you flush out that excess sebum from your skin through sweat and through urination. You can actually drink water as a detox. Yes, water can detox your system entirely. It can detox your organs, your kidney, your liver. Everything in your system actually needs water. Water is a powerful health, it's like a drug to your system. It is like a drug to your system. We all need water, apart from being hydrated. There are so many sicknesses that come out of dehydration. Yes, Your immune can break down out of dehydration. You can have, fever to your body out of dehydration. You can have cold and flu out of dehydration, because once your immunity breaks down, so many things can actually rub on your body. So you don't want that. Hydrate yourself. It doesn't matter whether it's in the cold season, whether it is in the hot season. Drink enough water for hydration. Some other things that water can do to your body, it can boost your energy. When your energies are low, drink water. You'll be amazed what water can do. Is your eyesight going bad? Drink water. Water is for digestion. After you eat your food, don't run for that soda. Don't run for that, wine. Drink your water. It will help your food to have a good digestion. Water is important. So when they say water is life, you know what it means? It means that water can actually keep you healthy, keep you lively, and keep you living forever. It can extend your years in life. Yes, if you have a good health, your life cycle is extended. So what am I telling you today? Drink water. Keep drinking it. Yes. Thank you for listening today. And I hope this tip will be helpful to you. Thank you. Bye for now.
It's Maltonic time. It's nourishes to the last drop till it
Maltonic is enriched with vitamins and minerals for that rush of vitality you need to reach greatness.
It's Maltonic time.
Now, that was Mrs. Christian Rusewe on the beauty segment, and we talked about the importance of water. Now, here is the question. This segment is sponsored by Maisha Products, and then you'll win products and other prizes if you answer the three questions correctly. And the question is, what's the importance of water to the body? Three, you need to write three importance of water to the body, and then you send it to the number on your screen so that you win something. And do it now so that you'll be one of the first 20 that will win products and prizes from Maisha Products. Now, sometime in 2600 BC, there was a gentleman in Pharaoh's court in Egypt called Hesi Ra. He started treating tooth. A lot of Egyptians were having tooth decay. Now, but then, of course, dentistry wasn't really known as it is now until 1723, when a medical practitioner called Pierre Foucault, who wrote a book on the dental surgeon. It was then that the practice of dentistry, as you know today, started. And in the studio, I have a dentist, Dr. Adiola Bolaniwa, who is going to talk about issues concerning our teeth. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
But meanwhile, you watched the segment on the garlic peppered chicken, and then you must have eaten quite a lot of things today, but you don't wonder what will be happening to your teeth or to your dentition after eating or even before eating, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So now, Dr. Bolaniwa, tell us a little bit how the teeth comes about.
Same way every other part of the body does. Cells aggregate and come together. The part that forms the skin, the part that forms the intestines, the part that forms the bones. So the cells that form teeth are in the same family with the cells that form bones and have musculoskeletal structure.
All right, so now when it erupts, that's the language you use. So
Yeah.
when it erupts, so it completes what is in the buccal cavity, right?
So we have
Right.
baby teeth, primary dentition and secondary dentition. The baby teeth are 20 in number. The adult teeth are 32 in number. So you have baby teeth first up until like age.
The baby teeth falls off,
Yeah.
and that's a natural process.
Yes, absolutely.
Is there anything that triggers it, or it just happens?
So it's called growth, melting and dissolving the roots. That's why they become wobbly and shaky.
Uh-huh.
And then your child brings it to you and says one has fallen out.
And you say you throw it on the roof
Yes,
and stuff.
African tooth fairy is a lizard on the roof. Says one has fallen out.
And you say you throw it on the roof
Yes,
and stuff.
African tooth fairy is a lizard on the roof. So
With their teeth until they start having a toothache, that the
the contraction. Dental pain is just consistent. It doesn't
Yes.
abate. It's just, it's close to your brain.
can't sleep.
You can't function.
Yes. I mean, I am a typical example, so
Yes.
at least you've treated me.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what